the Resident Evil Village demo down out of the way, I'm going to kind of step into the next topic, which is going to be We Happy Few. So, for those of you who don't know what We Happy Few is actually kind of an old game at this point. It came out in 2018. I played it right when it came out. I think I was just before I went back to school for the semester, but I played it in 2018, and now with Game Pass, I've revisited it because Game Pass is awesome. If you guys don't have it, highly recommend it. And I've played through Arthur and Sally's playthrough so far. The game is made by Compulsion Games along with Gearbox Publishing. Basically, what the game is about, for those of you who may be new to it, is it's about living as three different characters. You play as Arthur Hastings, Sally Boyle, and Ollie Starkey, who are three different perspectives in England, or Great Britain, I guess you could say, where you live in this alternate universe where essentially Germany won World War II and what the implications were for England if that actually happened. So it's a really fascinating premise and a really fascinating story to go through and play upon. And I think that's what I've enjoyed most about We Happy Few so far, because I've only played through Arthur and Sally. And to see those two characters cope with the choices that they had to make throughout the war, the choices that they have to make since the war ended, and the things that they have to do to survive, it's really fascinating for me. And there's a lot of good story to tell there. And you live in this world where basically there's this thing called joy. The only way for the government decided for the only way for people to truly cope with what they had to do during the war was to basically drug everybody on something called joy, where basically everything seems a lot more happy, and you're not unhappy, because if you're unhappy, you're a downer, and everyone essentially beats you to death. But that's kind of like the really short Cliff Notes version of it. So I just wanted to give my thoughts through Arthur and Sally's playthrough so far, and I think I might do a full in-depth analysis in a separate video later on. But basically, so far, I've enjoyed the game. For those of you who absolutely hate buggy games, you'll probably hate this game with all of your might, because it's a really buggy game. For me, I don't really care so much about bugs as long as they don't interfere with me progressing through the story, and so far they haven't. So it hasn't taken my enjoyment out of it too much. But if you guys hate unpolished games that are buggy, that's the downside to what I've seen so far. If you guys are really into story, this game tells a really, really good story, and it's got some interesting main quests as well. Where I'm seeing it lack so far is in the side quests. To me, the side quests really aren't worth playing. The reason being is because they're really the only reason you play the side quests is to level up your character and to gain skill points. It's kind of like that formula in games you see where players get that skill tree. They get to unlock different skills if you get a certain amount of points, because you gain experience and all that other good stuff. And to me, a lot of the skills that you can gain aren't worth it. Like, some of them aren't very exciting, and it really renders the side quests not very interesting. And there's not really a lot of story to be told in the side quests either. So if you guys are like debating on playing it right now, I would say go ahead and play through all the main quests, but avoid the side quests, because the side quests don't really bode too many exciting things. But if you're looking for just a really good story, and a quick playthrough, like, so far from what I can tell, We Happy Few is a really, really nice touch for that. Arthur and Sally have been really interesting characters who have had both really interesting challenges that they've had to go through and really interesting hardship that you get to see kind of square in the face, and you get to take a walk in their shoes, and I think it's really, really fascinating. So that's just kind of my thoughts on the game so far. I'm trying to think if there's anything else of note in the game that I'm forgetting to touch on. I'll probably think of something later, but that's what the longer version video will be for. So, guys, have you played We Happy Few? If so, what did you think of it? Whatever you thought, feel free to comment down below and let me know, or even who your favorite character playthrough was. Let me know down in the comments below too. All right, so let's get into the next game that I'm kind of reviewing.